This is Steve Kleiss with Croc Crete. We are here at a private residence in Jupiter, Florida. This home is being remodeled and has had some add-on additions done, and in the process of that occurring, the sewer pipes were accidentally filled with concrete while they were filling the walls. And so we're going to use the Croc Crete product to dissolve and remove the concrete from the sewer pipe. That way, no destruction or demolition will have to occur to remedy this problem. Croc Crete is a substance that has been designed to allow concrete to be dissolved and removed from unwanted places such as sewer pipes, other piping systems as well. And what it does is it dissolves the Portland cement that is a bonding agent that holds the concrete together and allows the residue, which is the aggregate and gravel, to be removed by traditional means such as jetting or flushing with water. It doesn't attack cast iron and it doesn't attack PVC. It will etch stainless steel and it will turn brass if it's allowed to stay in contact for extended periods. But when Croc Crete is being applied and used, those precautions are taken to prevent the Croc Crete from touching any surfaces that it might damage or affect in a negative way. Croc Crete requires safety equipment to be properly used and implemented into the piping. Proper ventilation is needed because off-gassing does occur. So the ventilation, you need to have some sort of a fan with a hose or a vent fan, some sort of adequate ventilation to be provided. Also a respirator, a chemical acid type respirator will need to be worn to absorb any of the vapors that you might be breathing, because you do not want to breathe these fumes. Protection of the surrounding area, such as drains and showers and sinks, also need to be protected from the Croc Crete making contact with the tile surfaces, grout, any type of metal. Also, you need to have safety glasses or a full face shield. You also need to have baking soda that is mixed up in a bucket and also in a sprayer, because that's what we use to neutralize the Croc Crete solution with in the event it gets on a surface. When we dispose of the Croc Crete, we dispose of it according to the EPA regulations of the particular area that we're using the Croc Crete in. In this particular case, this home here was undergoing some remodeling and some additions. There was an accident that occurred where they were filling the walls with the concrete and there was a vent pipe that was left open. And so the concrete went through the vent pipe as they were filling the walls with concrete. And what our plan is we're going to use the Croc Crete to dissolve and remove the concrete out of the sewer pipe, so the floors will not have to be broken up or any damage to the structure of the home from repiping, because that would be the other alternate option if Croc Crete wasn't available to take care of this particular problem. So we used a sewer camera that we ran through the pipes that we were able to run down that are full of concrete, and we mapped out, we're able to make a sketch of exactly which pipes are full of concrete and where the concrete never made it to. And that will help us determine our plan of action for applying the Croc Crete in the most efficient manner to get the job done. So from our camera inspection and our mapping of the sewer system that we have done, we have determined that our place that we're going to actually install the Croc Crete is going to be upstream of the actual concrete that's in the pipe. In this case, this is pretty much the high end of the first floor sewer system. And what our objective is when we pour the Croc Crete in on this side, it's going to travel and fill the pipe, and we're going to have the low end where the clean out would be. That's going to be blocked off with a 90-degree fitting turned upward, so we can pour the Croc Crete in on the high end, and it's going to run down the main sewer pipe and fill it up, and also fill up the branch connections that contain concrete and that don't contain concrete. So basically we're going to fill the entire sewer system with Croc Crete, and then we're going to let it sit for 3 or 4 days where the chemical can do its job. Once we have waited 3 or 4 days, then we will drain out the Croc Crete from the low end, and then we're going to run a jetter through the main line there to take out any sediment or all the sediment and broken down concrete, and then we will do another camera inspection to see what our progress is, and then we will reapply the Croc Crete so we can repeat the process until all the concrete has been dissolved out of the main sewer pipe. Right here is where the problem started for this house. This outside wall here had a vent for this shower and tub and these sinks, and they did not glue in the last piece of pipe to bring the vent up above the top of the wall. So when they poured the concrete in this wall, the concrete literally, once it rose to the level of the pipe, drained into the pipe and proceeded to fill the entire sewer system up, coming in through this branch arm that feeds this or connects to this this master bath, all the way to the main sewer system here, and then go both directions. How we actually calculate the amount of Croc Crete needed to dissolve a certain amount of concrete. The ratio is 3.2 to 1. So basically 3.2 gallons of Croc Crete will dissolve 1 gallon of concrete. When you have a situation where, say, you have 10 feet of 4-inch pipe that is half full of concrete, you can figure out how much Croc Crete you need to dissolve that by figuring out the displacement of that 10 feet of 4-inch pipe. And then if it's 50% full of concrete, you multiply that by 0.5, so that will tell you your actual free displacement at that point and what your actual amount of concrete that is in the pipe. Then you multiply that number by 3.2, and that will give you the amount that you need. Now you have to convert from cubic inches to gallons. So 231 cubic inches is in 1 gallon. So if you have 1 gallon of concrete, which is 231 cubic inches that you need to dissolve, then you would basically need 231 times 3.2 to give you the number of cubic inches you would need in Croc Crete, and divide that by 231, and that will tell you how many gallons you need. It's basically 3.2 to 1. There are some situations where you've got floor leveling compound that may need a little more Croc Crete or a little less, but it's all pretty close to that same average of 3.2 to 1. So if you're wanting to know how much you need to perform a job, that is a good way to figure it out, of what the total amount of solution you'll need to dissolve that particular amount of concrete that's in the pipe. And that's at 100% efficiency. So you can use a little more and get it done quicker, but this is when the reaction stops. This test was done by taking a 200-gram ingot of concrete or whatever we're testing, and we pour in 200 grams of Croc Crete, and then we take what's left over with that ingot of concrete and weigh it and divide it out, and that's where we get the 3.2 to 1 ratio. If for some reason you end up needing Croc Crete and you have a question about its application, or whether it's going to work for you, or if it's right for you, or how much you need, or how to apply it, you feel free to contact us through our website or call us, and we will happily provide free assistance and pass our knowledge on to you on what we know works and what doesn't, so you can come up with the most efficient plan to remedy your problem.